Hey guys, Movie Junkie back at it again, and I'm so sorry that I didn't post anything last week. What happened was I got really sick, guys. My throat kind of got swollen and sore, and I could barely speak, so I couldn't really do anything. And I'm actually still on antibiotics. I apologize if my voice sounds a little weird or a little off at any time. But I did get to see two movies, so I decided to just do a two for one in this review, and I'm going to cover both films. I'm going to keep it pretty short on one of them because there's not that much to say, and I'm going to get into the one I really want to get into. So the short one is going to be Replicas, and it stars Keanu Reeves and Alice Eve, and is directed by Jeffrey Nachmanoff. And this is a movie about a scientist who, after his entire family tragically dies in an accident, he uses cloning technology and some type of mind technology that he's come up with to transfer memories to try and get his family back. And of course, things like this never go well. Replicas. It's January, and everybody knows that January can be a bit of a dump month for movies. Granted, last year we did get some excellent movies in January. This year, not so much. Replicas, it's an okay movie, but it's definitely not worth the price of admission, guys. What I liked about this movie, I did like the concept. It's very Dr. Frankenstein, and I wish they had run with that a bit more because we do get elements of that. Keanu Reeves's character here is very much one of those scientists who there are no boundaries for him. You know, he wants to make the world a better place, and if that means he's gonna have to break certain moral or ethical rules, he's gonna do it. And then, of course, when his family dies, all rules go out the window, no matter the cost. He wants to bring his family back. My biggest issue with this movie, to me, felt like they didn't know what they wanted to tell, what story they wanted to tell. We, like I said, we got the whole Frankenstein aspect, which, by the way, the clone stuff took way too long to kick in. They actually, like, days pass, and we get he has to grow the clones and all these sorts of things, and he's working the bugs out of his own technology and putting the memories in successfully. But that stuff goes on for way too long. We didn't need that much of it. When the actual clones do come to life, so to speak, I was expecting something a lot more thrilling, maybe a little more terrifying, a little scary. It's really none of that. This kind of turns into an action movie. Like I said, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It starts as a thriller, and then it goes into this kind of sci-fi action movie, and then it goes into this very weird ending where it feels like what we got was multiple endings. I felt like I saw at least three different endings. Not to mention, nobody really learns a lesson in this movie. There is no consequences to what happens in this film. It's set up almost for a sequel, but why? You know, tell this story. We don't need, even if you want to do the sequel thing, there are less heavy-handed ways to do it. The acting here is not that much of a problem. The thing with Keanu Reeves is he's very good at stoic characters. I feel like that's his strength. That's why John Wick is so good. You know, and how good he is in Speedy. He's more of an action guy there than anything else, you know. That's his strength. When he has to do something dramatic, there are scenes in this like where he's crying and it doesn't come across genuine. It's kind of, I laughed a little bit. I'm sorry. I adore Keanu Reeves, but I just felt like this is not his kind of role. This is not the stuff that he excels at. Alice Eve, she doesn't have that much to do here. And then, like I said, when the clone stuff kicks in, she just goes into this kind of a weird, I'm an action cyborg mom type thing. There's no real development with that character at all. And then the villain is laughable. I'll just leave it at that. He's not even worth discussing. And where they go with that character is just bonkers. I don't know why the ending of this movie is so insane. So guys, I'm just going to give Replicas a 4 out of 10. If you're a fan of Keanu, and maybe you like these types of movies, I suggest waiting for this to come out at home and watch it. This is really not worth spending time in cinema. The visuals are not even that amazing to say, well, okay, you want to see it on a big screen. So Replicas gets a 4 out of 10. And the movie I really want to discuss with you guys is Glass. And of course, Glass is directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalan? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. And it stars Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, Samuel L. Jackson, Sarah Paulson, Anna Taylor-Joy. And Glass, of course, is a follow-up to Split, which is also a follow-up to Unbreakable that we didn't see coming. And this one, David Dunn, Bruce Willis's character, is on the hunt for Kevin Crumb. I think it's Kevin Wendell Crumb. Serial killers always have to have 3 names. And he's using his abilities to find him, but they're captured and they all end up in the psychiatric center, which is not exactly what it seems. Now, this is a movie that I think everybody was hyped for. It's the one movie in January all my friends said they want to see, because Split turned out to be pretty good, pretty damn good, and that ending connecting it to Unbreakable caught everybody off guard. And Unbreakable on its own is also a very good movie. It's definitely one of M. Night's better films. So I was very excited for Glass. After seeing it, the thing is, it's not a bad movie. It's one of those movies that I feel like you're gonna be picking and choosing what works for you and what didn't. Now, visually, I love the look of this movie. I love the use of color, especially to portray these variant characters. I love the most of the shots that were used. There's this fantastic sequence where the Beast is fighting some people and Samuel L. Jackson's character, Mr. Glass, is in his wheelchair rolling down a hall. It's just so well done. The way your eyes tend to go back and forth between what's happening. I really love the look of this film. And it does tie in nicely in terms of visuals with Split and Unbreakable. I did feel that it felt cohesive for these 3 movies, especially considering this one I think is like 19 years since Unbreakable. I don't know if my math is correct on that one. But anyway, I like the visuals. I like the score as well. The acting, I think James McAvoy carries this movie. The scenes with him switching characters, I'm gonna get a little spoilery here. When he goes into the psychiatric hospital, they utilize a certain tool to get him to switch personalities, or personalities that they think are less destructive, and to see him just switch. This man is phenomenal. He is definitely the strength of this movie. He carries this film on his back. That's not to say Sam Jackson doesn't also perform well, but I'll get into why I would rate him a little lower. No fault of his. Bruce Willis, I was disappointed. I have not really seen Bruce Willis come alive in a movie in quite some time. I don't even know why he keeps doing movies at this point, because I don't think he's enjoying it. And I was hoping, based on the fact that he's playing this iconic character over again, and he was so damn good in Unbreakable, that he would have been excited for this. And again, I don't think it's his fault, and I'll get into why. But that the acting is strong. Sarah Paulson, she delivers. She always does, actually. She's one of my favorite aspects of American Horror Story. But what doesn't work for me in this movie, I feel, is, first of all, we don't get enough of these 3 people together. We really don't. We have scenes, a few scenes where they interact. We get Sam and James. We don't get enough of Sam and Bruce, especially considering the history between Mr. Glass and David Dunn. I was so disappointed that Bruce Willis hardly has any real meat to chew on in this movie. He's not given that much to do, and it's so disappointing when you consider what Unbreakable is, or what it was. I wanted to see more interaction between the 2 of them, because technically they're like the Batman and Joker, they're like the Lex and Superman of this universe. Why not give us more of them? I have no issue with James McAvoy. Like I said, he's phenomenal in this, but we should have gotten a lot more of the two of them and their interactions. It barely happens. Sam Jackson as well, his character doesn't really kick into play until much later on, for reasons that I won't get into. But again, like, why take so long to activate these characters, so to speak? We really needed more of that. The action sequences are fine. They work because of this universe. In this universe, superheroes are treated in a much more grounded fashion, so to speak. And I also liked the mental aspect of it, the psychiatric stuff, in that, you know, are they really superheroes, or are they just people that are capable of doing extraordinary things under extraordinary circumstances? I dug that stuff. I really did. I liked where they were going. And I, for one, like the ending. I know some people, that ending is probably going to be very divisive among people. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to hate it. I like the ending. I like this setup. But again, this is another case of a movie suffering because you're focusing so much on what is to come that you're not focusing on what you have. And you have two solid flicks in Unbreakable and Split. Glass was supposed to be the line that connected the triangle, the base to pull everything together, and they didn't do that. You know, it's a bit open-ended. It was like Halloween 2018. Again, I enjoyed that movie a lot, but that movie was billed as like a final showdown, and that's not what it is. And we get it, there's money to be made, and if they think there's money on the table, they're gonna always leave it open-ended. But you cheat the fans, you cheat the people that have invested their time, that are willing to give you that chance to show us what you can do. M. Night is a director who's had his ups and downs, but his ups have truly, really phenomenally good ups, so we're usually willing to give him that next chance. And I feel with Glass, like, the glass was half full. That's the best way I could put it. So is it a bad movie? No, it's not a bad movie. I did enjoy most of this film. I did. But I just felt like it could have, there were certain choices made in terms of these characters interacting with each other, and the way certain things took, so there were some sequences that are way too short, some that are too long, some that didn't need to be there, stuff that was missing. And like I said, I wanted more of their interactions together. This could have been a much better movie than what we got. In the end, it just felt like it was a bit of a cop-out. It was a bit of a letdown because you're trying to world build for something in the future. This movie suffers for that. So for me, Glass, at this moment, I've only seen it once. I'm gonna give Glass a 6.5 out of 10. I was hoping for a lot more from this movie, but it's not a bad movie by any means. So it kind of falls at a 6.5 for me. And that's it, guys, because I'm feeling my voice trying to give up on me right now. Definitely I'm working on getting better, so I'm gonna hopefully put out something new next week for you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. Again, I'm so sorry that I didn't put out any content last week. And if you guys like this video, please feel free to hit that like button. It's very much appreciated. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face over there. And I'm also on Stardust under the same name, Movie Junkie, capital M, capital J. So enjoy the rest of January, guys, and until next time, bye bye.